Chapter 81, Redress. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The next day, Hongmeng County Office, the road drum that had been placed in front of the county office for who knows how long and was covered with dust was beaten early this morning. Who is beating the drum outside the door? If it is the culprit, first hit him with 10 big boards and then throw him out. The county magistrate He Shijing called the legal advisor to ask questions. The beating of the drum disturbed his sweet dreams. It was not easy for him to be a county magistrate. He had to get up and sit in court after half of the morning, that is, around 8 o'clock in the morning. Who would be in the mood to do things so early? The legal advisor bowed and then ran quickly to the door of the county office to see who was so brave and dared to beat the drum to complain. Don't they know that since He Shijing became the county magistrate of Hongmeng has been peaceful since then, and the county office is just a decoration. When the legal advisor led the Yamen runners to the door, he saw two people, one big and one small. The legal advisor also knew that the big one was Ma Sheng's father. Seeing this, the legal advisor completely understood why the other party came here. The master wanted to drive Ma Sheng's father out, but he looked at the boy next to Ma Sheng's father. The boy's gestures showed an elegant temperament. It was obvious that he was not simple. He must not offend him before he knew his identity. The master also saw it just now. The one who beat the drum was this boy. He was probably the one the Ma family had found. Thinking of this, the master couldn't help but curse the Wang family in his heart. They were really a bunch of bastards. They didn't clean up their own business and let others come to the county government to make trouble. He Shijing knew about this, and the master was bound to be scolded again. The master had to shamelessly approach Yi Liangchen and ask politely, "Where are you from, little brother?" That the master didn't dare to say anything else. In Fengzhou, he knew all the big and small forces. As long as Yi Liangchen introduced himself, he could judge what to do next. Those who can sit in this position are all smart. Yi Liangchen naturally guessed the purpose of the master. Yi Liangchen had no intention of hiding it and introduced his family. By Town, Yi Liangchen. By Town. Yi family, that the master muttered, and suddenly, he thought of something. Staring at Yi Liangchen with an incredible expression, the master couldn't believe it and asked, You are Yi Liangchen who wrote the 1,000 characters, that if it was Yi family and Bai Town, the master would not take it seriously at all. First of all, Hongmeng and Bai Town are far apart. Logically speaking, Yi Liangchen has no right to interfere in Hongmeng's affairs. In fact, and the main reason, the Yi family is just rich and can be a landlord class. The Wang family in Hongmeng is different. They are a family of scholars and have been passed down for hundreds of years. Compared with the Wang family, the Yi family is simply a big witch meeting a small witch. They are not at the same level at all, but unfortunately, the Yi family has a monster, that is, Yi Liangchen. Yi Liangchen was crowned as a child prodigy when he was 2 years old, and was personally praised by Prime Minister Guo Xiuyuan. At the age of only 6, he won the first place in the provincial examination and became a Tongsheng, and was ranked as a 9th-rank Confucian scholar, when he was 8 years old. Not long ago, Yi Liangchen was inspired and wrote the 1,000 characters essay. That shocked the ancient and modern times. Many great Confucian scholars said that Yi Liangchen could become a semi-saint in the future. Semi-saint, what kind of existence is this? The number of semi-saints who have survived in the Dogon dynasty can be counted on one hand. In front of the semi-saint, the emperor also has to be courteous. Many great Confucian scholars and academies want to compete for Yi Liangchen as a disciple. From this, we can imagine how high Yi Liangchen's status is now. Who knew that on this ibone, Yi Liangchen actually disappeared, and no one knew where he went. What's more, Yi Liangchen came to Hongmeng now and intervened in the affairs of the Ma family. Don't underestimate Yi Liangchen, he's just a 10-year-old boy, and don't underestimate Yi Liangchen, he's just a little boy. The power behind him is definitely not something a small Hongmeng can afford. Some people are afraid that it won't be easy for Yi Liangchen to intervene in this matter. Yes, it's me. Yi Liangchen admitted it openly. He wanted to stand up for the Ma family, and it would be easier to do things with an identity. Otherwise, let alone anything else, without an identity, you can't even enter the gate of the county government. There is a saying that the gate of the county government is open. Don't come in if you have a reason but no money. I want to redress the grievances for Ma Xing's family today, I don't know. Yi Liangchen glanced at the master. He wanted to ask the master's name. The master understood very well, and before Yi Liangchen finished speaking, the master introduced himself. I am Mo Shuyo, the legal advisor of Maqing County. Mr. Yi, do you want to redress the grievances for the Ma family? Although Yi Liangchen is young, he has a reputation and can be called a young master. This is the usual style in the literary circle, Mo Shuyo. Yi Liangchen thought the name was cute and very consistent with his current status and identity. When the legal advisor asked him if he wanted to redress the grievances for the Ma family, Yi Liangchen learned a piece of news from it. Yi Liangchen just mentioned it casually, and the legal advisor knew the reason. It is not difficult to see that the people in the county government, at least the county magistrate and the legal advisor, are aware of this matter. As Yi Liangchen guessed before, the three families of the academy, the Wang family, and the government have already communicated with each other. What do you think, legal advisor? Yi Liangchen gave the legal advisor an intriguing look. The legal advisor saw one thing in Yi Liangchen's eyes, that is, Yi Liangchen has decided on this matter, and no one can help. Therefore, the master knew that he could not stop Yi Liangchen, so he came up with a bad plan. The master whispered to Yi Liangchen, Mr. Yi, can you allow me to report to my master first? The master mentioned by Mo Shuyo is the county magistrate of Maqing County, He Shijing. Generally speaking, the county magistrate's advisors are not under the control of the court, that is, they are not on the list. They are all retainers recruited by the county magistrate himself, and their salaries are also paid from the county magistrate's pocket. Yi Liangchen did not speak, but Mo Shuyo understood what Yi Liangchen meant, and not speaking meant tacit agreement. Then Mo Shuyo whispered a few words in front of the yamen runners, and then hurried to the county yamen. The reason why Yi Liangchen let Mo Shuyo go back was actually considered. He was just a boy, a Confucian scholar of the 9th rank. Even if he had the 4th level of qi refining, he could not defeat the 6th rank Confucian scholar or above. At present, the main purpose is to redress the grievances of Ma Xing's family. If the county magistrate is concerned about his strength, he will stand on his side, or he can do nothing to help each other. After all, facing the three families of Wang's family, the academy, and the government at once, the pressure will naturally be much greater. One less family is a good thing for Yi Liangchen, and it will be much easier to deal with. Of course, it's not that Yi Liangchen is afraid of the three families. At worst, Yi Liangchen will turn the table over and learn from Lin Tian and Han Li to borrow the main spirit of the secret realm from him. Once the main spirit of the secret realm comes, it will be easy to crush these little Karami. However, Yi Liangchen still has some face. He wants to get through the difficulties by himself, otherwise he will lose the control of the will of the heaven, and then it will be a big deal. At the same time, Yi Liangchen also knows what the two main spirits of the secret realm in Tianyuanji are. Let them come, and they will not stop until the Confucian and Taoist world is emptied. Chapter 82 The Pride of the Literati. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Mo Shuyo hurried to the back office, and it could be seen that he looked a little panicked. When He Shijing heard the rapid footsteps, he was surprised for a moment. He opened his eyes and looked at Mo Shuyo. Seeing that his expression was not right, he was the first to ask, "You are so panicked, what happened?" That He Shijing knew that his master's temperament would not be like this in ordinary trivial matters. He would only behave like this in big or urgent matters. He said directly without any ambiguity, "Someone is redressing the grievances of Ma Xing's family." Originally, He Shijing was still a little nervous, fearing that some big shot would come and overthrow him, but when he heard that he was redressing the grievances of Ma Xing's family, He Shijing completely relaxed again. In He Shijing's eyes, Ma Xing's family was born in poverty, and no matter how big a person they met, even if someone redressed their grievances, it would be in vain in the end. Mo Su couldn't bear it, so he was frightened and had to train. This is He Shijing's idea. Mo Shuyo has been He Shijing's master for who knows how many years. Doesn't he know He Shijing's temperament? Seeing He Shijing's nonchalant expression, he guessed what He Shijing was thinking, and then said, "The person who redressed the grievances of Ma Xing's family is called Yi Liangchen." Yi Liangchen, that He Shijing tried to recall the name in his mind. The name sounded familiar, but he just didn't remember it. Who is Yi Liangchen? Mo Shuyo saw that He Shijing's brain was shutting down and echoed, Yi Liangchen, the child prodigy, is the person who wrote a 1,000-character essay some time ago. Is it him? After the unnecessary reminder, He Shijing reacted suddenly. After learning about Yi Liangchen's identity, He Shijing's expression also became unmistakable. He finally understood why Mo Shuyo was like this. Yi Liangchen suddenly intervened, catching him off guard. On the one hand, he is a child prodigy who is loved by many great scholars and academies and will become a saint in the future. On one side is the Wang family. The Wang family is a local gangster in Mo City, and he, the county magistrate, must be courteous. Although He Shijing is said to be lazy, greedy, and a womanizer, he is not stupid. We are in a dilemma. Whoever we help in this matter will offend the other party. Life will be difficult in the future. How should we deal with this? To be honest, He Shijing is more flustered now than he should be. Send someone to inform the Wang family and let them deal with the next matter on their own. I don't want to get involved in this mess. He Shijing immediately put down his burden. He was a smart man and he didn't want to be involved in this matter. He had done his utmost to inform the Wang family in advance. Next, it depends on how the Wang family can escape guilt, or whether Yi Liangchen wants to make things happen and Wang Yud must pay for it with his life. When the people from the county government brought the news to the Wang family, the prince's face turned gloomy. Wang Ziwei, the current head of the Wang family in Macheng, is Wang Yud's grandfather. To be honest, Wang Ziwei didn't care at all if a civilian died. At worst, he could just put some money in and the matter would be revealed. In the past, Wang Ziwei didn't care about such things at all. In other words, Ma Sheng was a student of Maoyou Academy and had to save some face for Maoyou Academy. Regarding Ma Sheng's death, Wang Ziwei personally came forward to talk to the master of Maoyou Academy, and also greeted the Yamen in private. Seeing that the matter was about to be settled, everything was fine, but Yi Liangchen suddenly appeared halfway. This brat Yi Liangchen wants to redress the grievances of Ma Sheng's family. How should we deal with this matter? The prince's eyes fell on a middle-aged man, about 40 years old, with a beard, and he looked like a scholar. His name is Caiyan, a 6th-grade Confucian scholar, and now a disciple of the Wang family. The fact that the Wang family can recruit a 6th-grade Confucian scholar as a disciple shows that the Wang family is quite powerful. The Yi family in Baisha town is not as good as the Wang family in Mo City. After all, they are still a small force. What's more, Yi Liangchen has a high reputation, so naturally he cannot be dealt with by ordinary people's methods. Until a critical moment comes, use your mouth to solve the problem if you can. Wang Ziwei really didn't believe it. He was so big in the Wang family, but he couldn't compete with a kid like Yi Liangchen. Seeing Wang Ziwei's question, Caiyan revealed his opinion. Don't worry, head of the family, things haven't reached that point yet, and we have many ways to deal with it. To put it 10,000 steps back, things have really come to that point. Didn't Yi Liangchen want someone to pay with his life? At worst, we'll pay him too, which is enough to plug his mouth. The person Caiyan said paid for his life was not Wang Yud, but the 2 book boys around Wang Yud. At that time, the 2 book boys also took action, and all the blame could be pinned on them. Wang Ziwei understands what Caiyan means. Now that things are still unclear, he will do what Caiyan wants. I'll leave this matter to you. Yes, Kai will definitely live up to the family master's trust. Caiyan agreed without hesitation. The reason he agreed so readily was because he wanted to meet Yi Liangchen, the so-called child prodigy. Caiyan admitted that the 1,000-character essay written by Yi Liangchen was indeed a classic, but so what? Yi Liangchen was just a child after all. He dared to imitate others and act chivalrously at such a young age. Today, he dampened Yi Liangchen's spirit and let Yi Liangchen know that there is a world outside the world, and there are people outside the world. This is Caiyan's pride as a literary man. Macheng County Yizhong, He Shijing had already gone to court to meet with Yi Liangchen and Ma Sheng's father. After meeting He Shijing, Yi Liangchen directly asked to see Wang Yud and the master of Maoyou Academy by name, and Yi Liangchen wanted to confront them in court. He Shijing couldn't handle Yi Liangchen's action, and he had a bad feeling in his heart. If Yi Liangchen just wanted to redress Ma Sheng's grievances, there was no need for him to involve Mtlnovel Academy. So, what exactly did Yi Liangchen want? My dear nephew, Ma Sheng's death has nothing to do with Mtlnovel Academy. Mo Lu Academy is just lax in discipline. With the lesson of this incident, I think the teachers of Mo Lu Academy will definitely restrain all students in the future. He Shijing defended Mo Lu Academy, and in order to build a good relationship with Yi Liangchen, he took the initiative to lower his status and called Yi Liangchen his dear nephew. Yi Shijing gave Yi Liangchen enough face, but Yi Liangchen did not accept it. Master He, as far as I know, that's not the case. Ma Sheng was beaten to death. Why did Mo Lu Academy block the news, and even lied to Ma Sheng's family, saying that Ma Sheng was sent to other academies for exchanges? Please tell me, Master He, if this matter has nothing to do with Mo Lu Academy, then what is Mo Lu Academy feeling guilty about? Faced with Yi Liangchen's questioning, He Shijing was speechless for a moment. Why did Mo Lu Academy block the news? It was because they didn't want to offend the Wang family, or because they received benefits from the Wang family. I'm sure Yi Liangchen can guess the specific reason, but Yi Liangchen took the initiative to expose it, which shows one thing: Yi Liangchen wanted to pin the blame on Mo Lu Academy. Chapter 83 The Saint Appears. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Why did Yi Liangchen insist on convicting Mo Lu Academy? It's very simple. Harboring is also a crime. Moreover, as an academy, Mo Lu Academy is a place for teaching and educating people. If the teacher's character is not good, how can he teach students? It's better to disband it. In Yi Liangchen's eyes, the crime of Mo Lu Academy is greater than Wang Yude's crime of beating someone to death. At Yi Liangchen's insistence, He Shijing called Master Chen from Mo Lu Academy. Mo Lu Academy has a principal and a vice president. The principal is usually not in the academy, but usually outside, and the vice president of Mo Lu Academy is this Master Chen, a fourth-ranked gentleman. The daily affairs of Mo Lu Academy are handled by Master Chen, including the beating of Ma Sheng. Master Chen was summoned by He Shijing. When he saw Yi Liangchen for the first time, Master Chen's eyes were full of disdain, as if there was a great hatred between the two. Soon, people from the Wang family also came. It was Cayenne, and the two book boys around Wang Yude. Everyone was present. At this time, He Shijing spoke again. Mr. Yi, all the relevant personnel have arrived. If you have any ideas, please tell me. At this time and in this occasion, He Shijing did not dare to get close to Yi Liangchen. Calling him Mr. Yi also gave Yi Liangchen enough face. Yi Liangchen shook his head and said, all the relevant personnel have arrived? I don't think so. Where is the main culprit Wang Yude? The main culprit did not come, but they found two scapegoats. The Wang family made a good plan. Yi Liangchen did not want to do what they wanted. No one could escape from this matter. Sure enough, when Yi Liangchen mentioned Wang Yude, Cayenne frowned slightly. Could it be that Yi Liangchen was really a reckless man who did not leave any room for maneuver? Cayenne was about to speak, but saw Master Chen took the lead. Master Chen looked at Yi Liangchen coldly and said, my friend, forgive others when you can, and leave a glimmer of hope for everything. That Yi Liangchen sneered. Master Chen seemed to be persuading him, but in fact, the threat was the biggest in his words. Master Chen was warning him to stop when he was satisfied, and not to drag himself into the water. The water is deep here, and Master Chen is afraid that Yi Liangchen can't grasp it. The opposite is true. If Yi Liangchen was afraid of his threat, Yi Liangchen would not be here today. Yi Liangchen retorted, excuse me, Master Chen, did Wang Yude leave Ma Sheng a chance to survive? Seeing Yi Liangchen asking this, Master Chen glanced at Yi Liangchen again and said angrily, you yellow-headed boy, you are unreasonable. Master Chen is teaching you. Yi Liangchen didn't care about Master Chen's abuse, but took the initiative to cater to him. However, Yi Liangchen's next sentence almost made Master Chen furious. Yi Liangchen said, being a nephew and building a memorial archway, this is what noble people like Master Chen are talking about. You bastard, how dare you insult me? Yi Liangchen was scolding him for being shameless, and Master Chen rioted on the spot. If Mo Shio had not been prepared and stopped quickly, Master Chen would probably have attacked Yi Liangchen. He Shijing was also frightened by Yi Liangchen's words. Good boy, he really dares to say anything. He is really a newborn calf who is not afraid of tigers. Okay, this is the court, not a place for bickering. He Shijing took the initiative to stand up and resolve this grudge. I still say that if Wang Yude is not here, this matter cannot be resolved. Yi Liangchen did not leave them any chance to retreat. It was also at this time that Kaiyan spoke. Why did Master Yi insist on having my young master present? Ma Sheng was not killed by my young master, but by 2 servants around my young master. I have brought the 2 servants who killed Ma Sheng. I wonder what Master Yi wants. Hearing Kaiyan's words, the 2 servants also responded and kowtowed to He Shijing to confess their guilt. That day, it was Ma Sheng who provoked my young master. The 2 of us were originally following my young master's instructions to teach Ma Sheng a lesson, but we accidentally killed Ma Sheng. We really didn't do it on purpose. Please spare us, Master County Magistrate. The 2 servants' performance was exaggerated. They spoke so fluently and clearly in such an occasion. It seems that they had rehearsed it in advance. It's not so easy to get Wang Yud out of this situation. Where is Wang Yud? Yi Liangchen continued to ask. These words were fooling ghosts and no one would believe them. He Shijing didn't believe it either. However, judging from He Shijing's expression, He Shijing chose to believe it. He Shijing still didn't want to offend the Wang family. Seeing that Yi Liangchen was determined to drag Wang Yud into the game, Kaiyan's face also became gloomy, and he said, Mr. Yi believes that my young master is guilty, so please bring out the evidence. If you say that these are just Mr. Ye's guesses, I'm sorry. That we don't want to accompany you. This is Kaiyan's trump card. Didn't Yi Liangchen determine that Wang Yud was the main culprit? Sure, you can bring out the evidence. If you can't bring out the evidence, it's useless to say anything. The Wang family can completely ignore Yi Liangchen. Evidence? Haha. Yi Liangchen smiled. He had expected that the Wang family would come up with such a move. Yi Liangchen continued, I really don't have substantial evidence to prove that Ma Sheng was beaten to death by Wang Yud himself. Tsk. That it was also when he heard this that Kaiyan made a contemptuous sound. He bet that Yi Liangchen couldn't find the evidence. On the contrary, both the witnesses and the material evidence are on their side. They say that Wang Yud has nothing to do with this matter, and Wang Yud has nothing to do with this matter. But I can ask the saint to make a judgment, and let the saint decide whether Wang Yud is guilty or not. This is Yi Liangchen's greatest confidence. Ask the saint to make a judgment. Master Chen and Kaiyan laughed out loud when they heard it. It is true that Yi Liangchen is a child prodigy, and it is also true that he wrote the 1,000 characters. Can the saint make a judgment just like this? Don't be funny. There are no saints in this era, and there is only the will of the saints in the world. Is this little will of the saint so easy to summon? Don't be funny. You are indeed an ignorant child. This sentence came from Master Chen, and his anger was not as big as before. Since you all don't believe it, I will open your eyes today. Yi Liangchen no longer quarreled with them, and looked at the sky. Yi Liangchen was conveying a message to the will of heaven in the Confucian world. If you don't let the saint come, don't blame me for turning the table. Yi Liangchen shouted loudly, please come and judge, sage. At this time, the will of heaven in the Confucian world was full of question marks in its consciousness, as if it was telling Yi Liangchen, can you be quiet? If Yi Liangchen had not controlled a little bit of the will of heaven, it would not want to bother with Yi Liangchen. Forget it, help Yi Liangchen again. This is the last time it will help Yi Liangchen. Not long after Yi Liangchen shouted, Master Chen and Kaiyan, who were waiting to see the joke, suddenly felt a pressure from heaven and earth, making it difficult to breathe. Of course, this pressure was not only felt by Master Chen and Kaiyan, but also by He Shijing, Mo Shuyo, the people of Macheng, the people of Fengzhou, and even the people of the entire Dogon dynasty. Everyone felt this pressure. It was really a sage appearing in the world. Chapter 84 Holy Judgment. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Xianxia Academy, Kongyingda's place. Feeling the pressure from heaven and earth, Kongyingda immediately reacted. This was a sign of the saints' will appearing in the world. Who on earth could cause the saints' will to appear in the world? This kind of thing is unique in history. Moreover, Kongyingda is particularly familiar with this saint's pressure, and has a kind of blood connection. Isn't this his ancestor, the Saint Kong? Who summoned his ancestor out? Kongyingda could no longer sit still, and a figure left the Xianxia Academy. Macheng, a huge figure appeared above the county government. Although his face was not seen, it made everyone stand in awe. Master Chen was dumbfounded. Kaiyan was also dumbfounded, He Shijing, Mo Shuyo and others were dumbfounded. Yi Liangchen really called out the saint. Yan, that the saints will ask Yi Liangchen. Yi Liangchen did not drag it out and asked directly. May I ask the saint, is Wang Yu the main murderer of Ma Sheng? Yes, that the saints will answer Yi Liangchen's question without thinking, in one sentence. Wang Yu's guilt was completely confirmed. Who dares to doubt that the saint would lie? Would He Shijing dare? He would not dare to do it even if he had 100 courage. May I ask the saint, should Wang Yu pay for his life? Yi Liangchen asked again. He not only wanted the saint to confirm Wang Yu's guilt, but also wanted the saint to sentence Wang Yu to death, otherwise, it would be meaningless for Yi Liangchen to spend his time to reveal the saint's will. The Wang family is powerful, and they can completely operate afterwards to reduce Wang Yu's crime. It should, that the saint still fulfilled Yi Liangchen's wish and sentenced Wang Yu to death. After saying this, before Yi Liangchen could speak again, the saint's will dissipated, and the pressure from heaven and earth disappeared. Seeing the saint running away so fast, Yi Liangchen felt a little uncomfortable. Why are you running so fast? There is still a Mo Lu Academy that has not been convicted. If the saint does not help, it will be difficult to punish Mo Lu Academy. Just when the saints will dissipated and the pressure was lifted, Yi Liangchen turned to He Shijing and said. Sir He, the matter is clear. Should you send someone to arrest the criminal and execute him on a chosen day? But when Yi Liangchen asked, He Shijing did not answer immediately. He first looked at Master Chen. Master Chen noticed the look He Shijing gave him, and he lowered his head immediately and did not look at He Shijing. He Shijing understood what Master Chen meant. Master Chen was telling him not to ask him and make his own decision. Then, He Shijing turned his eyes to Kaiyan again. Sir He, please do as you please. I'll take my leave. Kaiyan could not make the decision either. He was not that capable. He could only take the initiative to resign and bring the news to Wang Ziwei as soon as possible, so that Wang Ziwei could find a way and make a decision. At this point, He Shijing had no way out and could only do what Yi Liangchen wanted and let Master Mo Shuyo take people to the Wang family to take him away. However, this person might be difficult to take down, and it depends on whether the Wang family cooperates. He Shijing suggested that Yi Liangchen and others go back and wait, and he would send someone to notify them immediately as soon as there was news. Yi Liangchen thought for a moment, and finally agreed with He Shijing's opinion, and took Ma Sheng's father home to wait for news. On the way. Wow, why don't we give up? Today, the saint appeared and was willing to redress Ma Sheng's grievances. For my Ma family, it is already a great kindness, and I dare not ask for anything more. After a morning of silence, Ma Sheng's father finally spoke. He knew very well that even with the saints ruling, things would be difficult to do. The sky is high and the emperor is far away. Yi Liangchen alone cannot bring down the big tree of the Wang family. Yi Liangchen comforted Ma Sheng's father and said, Don't worry, uncle, I know what's going on. Yi Liangchen certainly knew that even if a saint convicted Wang Yud and wanted to execute Wang Yud, there would definitely be a lot of obstacles in the middle. When he returned to the Ma family, Yi Liangchen immediately went into seclusion. It was called seclusion, but in fact he was contacting him. Yi Liangchen needed his help to prepare for the next response. The Confucian and Taoist world is not like the central domain star, which is isolated by the Heavenly Dao, and communication is very difficult. It didn't take long for Yi Liangchen to contact him and explain the whole thing to him. Is Yi Liangchen really vindicating Ma Sheng's family because he has justice in his heart? To tell the truth, of course it is true. However, Yi Liangchen has other purposes. He wants to take this opportunity to complete his destiny. This is not an ordinary destiny. Ordinary destiny does not need Yi Liangchen to treat it like this. Yi Liangchen wants to take this opportunity to make a great ambition to establish his destiny. Only by making a great ambition to establish his destiny can he further control the will of the Heavenly Dao in the Confucian and Taoist world. Attracting the saints' will to shine is just one move made by Yi Liangchen. The second move depends on the cooperation of the Wang family. The more violent the Wang family is, the more Yi Liangchen likes it, and the greater the chance of taking advantage of it. That's why Yi Liangchen agreed to He Shijing's proposal and went back to wait for news. While Yi Liangchen gave them time to discuss countermeasures, he also gave himself a chance to delay time. Tianyuan realm. After learning about Yi Liangchen's plan, he was about to call Hanli to come. who knew that the main spirit of Xuanhuan's secret realm took the initiative to show up. Did Xianxia send a message to help? Let me go, let me go. The main spirit of Xuanhuan's secret realm couldn't wait any longer. Last time, it felt that it had missed several 100 million, it thought that it had taken over Qin Shan's secret realm in Zhongyu Star and had reaped a lot of rewards. For this reason, it even boasted in front of the main spirit of Ling Tai's secret realm. As a result, the shameless main spirit of Ling Tai's secret realm not only lowered his status to curry favor with Lin Tian and Mu Fei, but also wanted to give them a share. In the end, the main spirit of Ling Tai's secret realm stole all the resources of Zhongyu Star. Although a lot of resources were taken away, it was too much. Just taking back 40% was a height that the main spirit of Xuanhuan's secret realm had never reached. There is no doubt that the main spirit of Ling Tai's secret realm called it over and whipped it hard. The main spirit of Xuanhuan's secret realm is also a guy who holds grudges. It wants to regain its dignity, therefore, since Xianxia went to the Confucian and Taoist world, the main spirit of Xuanhuan's secret realm has been waiting for the opportunity. Seeing the main spirit of Xuanhuan's secret realm take the initiative to show up, and its starry eyes, he was silent. Don't even think about it. If this thing is allowed to go, with its temper, the Confucian and Taoist world will be in trouble. This must not happen. Besides, with the current progress, everything is going well in the Confucian and Taoist world, and Xianxia is fully confident that he can control the Confucian and Taoist world. There is no need for the main spirit of Xuanhuan's secret realm to mess up, so as to avoid any accidents. He spoke. There is nothing for you here, go back to the secret realm and stay there. I can do it. The main spirit of Xuanhuan's secret realm still wanted to insist. If he missed this opportunity, he would not know when the next time would come. Go back, but this time, he was not so easy to talk to, and directly ordered the main spirit of Xuanhuan's secret realm to go back. When he heard that his words were wrong, the main spirit of Xuanhuan's secret realm did not dare to delay for a moment, and immediately ran away, and his figure disappeared. It can be seen that it is really afraid of him. Chapter 85, The Heart of Literature and Taoism. You are listening at novelfull.audio. He asked Hanli to prepare some spiritual stones and a Heavenly Dao battle suit for Xianxia. The spiritual stones can help Xianxia speed up his cultivation, and the Heavenly Dao battle suit can ensure Xianxia's safety. He did not want to interfere too much in the Confucian and Taoist world, and he believed that Xianxia could do it. Machen, Wang family. When Kaiyan brought the news back to Wang Ziwei, Wang Ziwei's face was extremely gloomy. He never expected that the manifestation of the will of the saint that just appeared was caused by Yi Liangqian, a little kid, and the saint sentenced Wang Yu to death. Things became quite tricky. Would his Wang family dare not obey the decree of the saint? Master Mo from the county government is here and said he wants to take the young master away. I want to ask what you think. Just at this time, a servant came to report in a hurry. Kaiyan had just arrived, and Mo Shuyo followed him. The speed was really fast. Wang Ziwei stared coldly for a while, then said, "Go and tell Master Mo to wait a moment, my Wang family will not make it difficult for him." The servant took the order and hurriedly retreated, bringing a message to Mo Shuyo. When Mo Shuyo heard Wang Ziwei's words, he was relieved. He was afraid that the Wang family would stop them from arresting people, which would be very difficult to handle, and the government would be caught in a dilemma. Fortunately, Wang Ziwei did not make things difficult for them, let alone let him wait for a while. It doesn't matter if he waits for a few hours, as long as he can get the job done. While Mo Shuyo was waiting, Wang Ziwei had already called a meeting to discuss, and Wang Yud was among them. When Wang Yud knew that the saint sentenced him to death, Wang Yud panicked instantly. "Grandpa, please save me, you must save me." Wang Yud quickly knelt in front of Wang Ziwei and begged for mercy. It turned out that Wang Yud was also so afraid of death. Thinking that he was not afraid of death, seeing Wang Yud's panic, Wang Ziwei frowned again. How could he have such a useless grandson? He showed the temperament you had when you beat someone to death, but he was so cowardly at the critical moment. "Get up and talk first," Wang Ziwei scolded. After all, Wang Yud was his grandson, and the only direct descendant of the Wang family. He couldn't bear it. Otherwise, Wang Yud was so cowardly and only bullied the weak. Wang Ziwei would have handed him over long ago. Why would he ask people to come and discuss countermeasures? On the issue of how to save Wang Yud, the Wang family discussed for a long time. There is an inevitable prerequisite that the sage's decree cannot be violated no matter what. After thinking about it, the Wang family couldn't think of a better way, so they could only take risks and use the trick of replacing the prince with a cat, find someone who looks like Wang Yu to die in his place. In this way, his Wang family would not be considered to have violated the sage's decree. However, it is easier said than done. It is easy to find someone who looks like Wang Yu, but the difficulty lies in the county government and Malyo Academy. Are they willing to take risks with the Wang family? You know, once the matter is exposed, none of them will have a good ending. After thinking for a long time, Wang Ziwei finally said, "Leave the rest to me, I will personally appear to talk to them." After that, Wang Ziwei went to the county government to meet He Shijing. When He Shijing learned of Wang Ziwei's intention, He Shijing refused on the spot without thinking. The Wang family wanted to disobey the words of the saints. Once the matter was exposed, he would also be unlucky. He Shijing would not board the Wang family. He Shijing's refusal was completely within Wang Ziwei's expectations, so Wang Ziwei was not angry. Without any benefit, how can people be on the same front with you? Wang Ziwei handed He Shijing a gift box. Seeing Wang Ziwei handing him a gift box, He Shijing was stunned. It was time, and he was still doing this, the decree of the sage. He dared not disobey anything. Once the court knew about it, the lighter punishment would be beheading, and the heavier punishment would be the extermination of the entire family. He Shijing did not dare to take this risk. No matter how much the Wang family gave him, he was afraid that he would have the life to take it but not the life to spend it. Seeing that He Shijing was reluctant to accept it, Wang Ziwei knew what He Shijing was thinking. "Your Excellency, why don't you open it and take a look first?" Wang Ziwei said it mysteriously, and He Shijing became curious. What was in the box that made Wang Ziwei so concerned and used it to bribe him? It must not be money or something like that. Driven by curiosity, He Shijing took the gift box and slowly opened it. When he saw the contents clearly, He Shijing stood up instantly. He Shijing frowned, looked at Wang Ziwei in disbelief, and said, "What does the head of the Wang family mean?" "It means exactly what it says. If Lord He agrees to help, this thing will belong to Lord He." Wang Ziwei still acted calmly, but in fact, his heart was bleeding. The reason why their Wang family has been able to dominate Imo's city for so many years is because of the things in the box. The box is nothing else but a heart of literature and Taoism, and it is a second-grade heart of literature and Taoism. It has been said before that a scholar needs to condense the heart of literature and Taoism to be promoted to the ranks of great Confucian scholars. This is common sense and orthodoxy. In addition, there is another way to borrow the heart of literature and Taoism of others to be promoted to the ranks of great Confucian scholars. But this method has many limitations. If you want to use the heart of literature and Taoism of others to be promoted to the ranks of great Confucian scholars, you need a good fit between the two. The higher the fit, the greater the success rate. Secondly, those who borrowed the heart of literature and Taoism from others to become great Confucian scholars will never make any further progress in this life. In other words, if he borrowed the heart of literature and Taoism from a great Confucian scholar of the third rank, he would only be at the third rank at most and would never be able to go any higher. It doesn't sound very friendly and seems very useless, but it is something that many scholars dream of and is also the reason why the great families have been passed down for a long time without extinction. Where does the heart of literature and Taoism come from? To put it bluntly, it is condensed after the death of a great Confucian scholar. Similar to the relics of Buddhism, the heart of literature and Taoism is usually the product left by great Confucian scholars to their descendants. Why has the Kong family always been prosperous and no one can shake its status? In the final analysis, it is because the Kong family has a saint, and the descendants of the Kong family have the heart of literature and Taoism to accompany them, so their talents are rising. Every generation must have a great Confucian scholar, and from time to time, a half-saint will appear. In this way, with the accumulation of generation after generation, no one knows how many hearts of literature and Taoism there are in the Kong family. The Kong family is so powerful that even the great dynasty has to be cautious. Wang Ziwei can show a heart of literature and Taoism, which shows that the Wang family has a great scholar in their ancestry, and a great scholar with a second-grade heart of literature and Taoism. Wang Ziwei believes that the Wang family's heart of literature and Taoism will definitely move He Shijing. it can also be seen from this that Wang Ziwei really loves his grandson. In order to save Wang Yud, Wang Ziwei is willing to give up everything. He Shijing asked, "What about Maoyo Academy?" Yes, He Shijing was moved by Wang Ziwei's sincerity. The moment he got the heart of literature and Taoism, He Shijing never let go, for fear that Wang Ziwei would regret and take it back. Chapter 86 Falling Out. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Over at Maoyo Academy, Wang Ziwei is not worried at all. Master Lu is a greedy person. As long as the Wang family makes a little blood, Master Lu will definitely agree. Sure enough, after the prince gave him a lot of money, Master Lu readily agreed. He didn't believe that Yi Liangchen could reveal the saints will again. After everything was ready, He Shijing sent someone to notify Yi Liangchen. The moment he saw Wang Yud, Yi Liangchen immediately realized that something was wrong. They are so courageous. They dare to disobey the saint's decree. They don't know what the Wang family has promised them, but they dare to follow the Wang family and risk the annihilation of their clan. I have something to say to Mr. He. Yi Liangchen didn't expose their conspiracy as soon as he came up. Master Yi, please tell me if you have anything to say. He Shijing behaved as before, being polite to Yi Liangchen without any displeasure. It gave people the feeling that He Shijing was on Yi Liangchen's side. Yi Liangchen did not go around in circles with He Shijing, and warned, Master He, the road is at your feet, don't lose your way. Hearing this, He Shijing frowned slightly. Was Yi Liangchen warning him? At this time, on this occasion, Yi Liangchen said these words, and He Shijing guessed that Yi Liangchen must have known something, but so what? He Shijing needed the literary heart of the Wang family, and he was unwilling to withdraw even though he knew it was dangerous. He Shijing pretended not to understand and said, Young Master Yi speaks mysteriously. I cannot understand the meaning of Mr. Ye's words. He. Yi Liangchen smiled and ignored He Shijing. There is a saying that you can never wake up someone who pretends to be awake. Yi Liangchen already knew in his heart that He Shijing was completely tied to the Wang family. Yi Liangchen turned to look at Master Lu and asked, What does Mo Lu Academy mean? Seeing Yi Liangchen's gaze, Master Lu glanced at him and pretended to say something evil. I've caught him for you, so I'll do what you want. Now that things have happened, you are still asking me what the academy means. Yi Liangchen, what are your intentions? It has to be said that Mr. Lu is very capable of knocking people down. No wonder being able to become the vice president of Maoyo Academy is quite powerful. Well, it's the ability to talk. Do you think Yi Liangchen is afraid of this? Yi Liangchen ignored Master Lu's question, pointed at the fake Wang Yud and asked, May I ask Master, is he Wang Yud, a student of your academy? As soon as Yi Liangchen said these words, he basically made the matter clear. Ma Sheng's father also reacted. Looking at the fake Wang Yud, he felt mixed emotions in his heart, and a surge of anger surged into his heart. In the end, this anger was restrained by him. Ma Sheng's father didn't say anything. He believed that Yi Liangchen could handle it for him and just waited quietly. Seeing Yi Liangchen asking him directly like this, Master Lu felt slightly uneasy. From the moment Yi Liangchen warned He Shijing, Master Lu already knew in his heart that Yi Liangchen probably guessed it. At first, Master Lu didn't take it seriously. The probability that this matter would involve him was very small, almost non-existent. Who knew that Yi Liangchen was determined to drag him into the water? If this answer continues, he may not be able to save himself. You're too hasty, you should ask the Wang family for more. Yes. Master Lu had the confidence to speak out. It was obvious that he had very good professional qualities and that he should work for the other party after receiving benefits from the Wang family. Seeing that the Yamen and the academy were at a disadvantage and were about to be led by Yi Liangchen, the Wang family stepped forward. The Wang family stood up and accused Yi Liangchen, saying that he had ulterior motives. It is said that this Wang Yud is fake. Unless Yi Liangchen can find out the real Wang Yud. Yi Liangchen sneered at this. He would not play such tricks with the Wang family. If not, please ask the holy judge. Yi Liangchen once again said the words to ask for the holy judge. As soon as the words please be the holy judge were uttered, the entire audience fell silent. They did not believe that Yi Liangchen could summon the saints will to manifest again. On the contrary, they did not dare to gamble. How can a saint be invited just by asking? This matter is already clear and there is no need to say more. When someone comes, take Wang Yu down and ask him to kill him at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. He Shijing didn't give Yi Liangchen a chance to ask for a holy judge. Why? Because he was afraid, it would be better to resolve this matter as early as possible, so that you can feel at ease. Following He Shijing's instructions, the government officials were about to take the fake Wang Yu down when Yi Liangchen stopped them with one hand. Yi Liangchen, do you dare to disrespect me and pronounce the sentence? He Shijing's face darkened, and he was already planning to break up with Yi Liangchen. Yi Liangchen shook his head and said, forgive me for not being able to follow your master's law. He Shijing asked, are you going to confront me? Yi Liangchen shook his head again and said, it's not that I want to go against you, it's that your conscience has been wiped out. You bastard, get this bastard for me. He Shijing slapped the table and he stopped pretending. Since Yi Liangchen was so stubborn and difficult to deal with, he could only launch the last plan. Yi Liangchen was killed and silenced. Anyway, no one knew that Yi Liangchen was in Imo City. As long as they didn't say anything, no one would know that they did it. My lord, do you dare to believe that you have eaten me? Yi Liangchen asked. He already understood what the other party was going to do to him next. After hearing Yi Liangchen's words, He Shijing and others hesitated for a moment. Could it be that Yi Liangchen has a backup plan? Impossible. Even if Yi Liangchen has a backup plan, what does it matter? Once the matter is exposed, they will die, so why not give it a try? You are just a little 9th grade enlightenment now, not even the 8th grade destiny. How can you compete with us? He Shijing sneered. He was still very confident in this point. Among the people present, which realm is not higher than Yi Liangchen? Not to mention that Yi Liangchen has not yet established his destiny. Even if Yi Liangchen has established his destiny, don't think about escaping today. It's a pity that Yi Liangchen has such a talent that he has to fall before he rises. I hope he will be more low-key in his next life, establishing his destiny. Yi Liangchen smiled and waited for this sentence. Yi Liangchen said, finally, I would like to ask Lord He, what oath did you make when you established your destiny? Humph. You still want to be arrogant, catch me. He Shijing didn't want to answer Yi Liangchen's question. When he first established his destiny, he naturally made a vow to be loyal to the emperor, patriotic, and relieve the people's worries. Not only him, almost all Confucian scholars made this vow. In the same way, He Shijing could also become the county magistrate. The oath of establishing a destiny is not a hidden thing. It can be said, but it cannot be said in this occasion. Don't think that you can enter the 8th grade destiny realm by making a vow casually. It's not like that. After establishing a destiny, you have to fulfill your promise. Otherwise, you will never be able to make further progress in your life, but there are exceptions to everything. Most Confucian scholars are taking advantage of loopholes. I made an oath, and it just looks like it on the surface, which will not affect their progress. He Shijing is also this kind of person. You can pretend, but you can't expose it, otherwise it will be detected by the will of heaven and will be backfired. The lighter ones will lose their talents and become ordinary people. The heavier ones will be killed directly. Chapter 87 Establishing Destiny. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yi Liangchen repulsed the government officials who came to arrest him. Seeing that Yi Liangchen was still resisting, He Shijing was about to take action himself to avoid future troubles. It was at this time that Yi Liangchen's talent surged and spread throughout the world. Seeing this scene, all the Confucian scholars present were stunned. Sooner or later, Yi Liangchen decided to make a decision at this time. You know, when a person is making a decision, he is not allowed to be interrupted. Humph. So what if you enter the 8th level of Liming? You will not escape death today. He Shijing snorted coldly. 8th grade Li Ming was just as weak in his eyes. Therefore, even if Yi Liangchen reaches the 8th level and is destined to die, it will not change the ending of his death. While He Shijing was staring at Yi Liangchen was also looking at him. It was also at this time that Yi Liangchen spoke. I know you are confused as to why I risk my life to stand up for Ma Xing's family. In your eyes, they are just ordinary people who are only allowed to work as cattle and horses for you. No one cares about their life or death. Now that I, Yi Liangchen, have come to this world, I should do something for this world. Today, I, Yi Liangchen, swear an oath here. Establish a mind for heaven and earth, establish a destiny for the living and the people, carry on the unique teachings of the past saints, and create peace for all generations. As soon as Henku's 4 sentences came out, visions of heaven and earth emerged, and the majestic talent merged into Yi Liangchen's body. raising Yi Liangchen from the 9th level of awakening to the 8th level of establishing life, in line with Yi Liangchen's previous guess. This time he established his destiny, and another handle on the will of heaven was grasped by him. At the same time, in the world of Confucianism and Taoism, people from all over the world, including great Confucians and above, all noticed the birth of this vision. Daiki in Kyoto. Who is it? It's just a decree that caused such a huge phenomenon. Prime Minister Xuanhuan was extremely shocked. Who would have such a big scene when making a decision? It shocked the whole world. Take the last saint who united knowledge and action thousands of years ago as an example. His mission was far less dramatic than what is happening today. Take another look. Is this the direction of Fengzhou? Xuanhuan's whole body was numb. Could it be caused by Yi Liangchen again? What kind of oath did this boy make that caused heaven to be moved by it? Within Fengzhou, Chu Chongqing is the dean of Miao Academy, and he is currently traveling. Suddenly, this vision appeared in heaven and earth that attracted him. The vision occurred in our Mo city. Could it be that a big shot came out of our academy? Chu Chongqing could tell at a glance that the place where the vision occurred was Mo city. Then the question arises, who has the most strength in Mo city? Of course it is Mo Lu Academy. In other words, the person who caused the strange phenomenon in the world is very likely to be a student of Miao Academy. Thinking of this, Chu Chongqing had no idea of continuing his wandering. He also had a hammer swim. What he had to do now was to rush to Mo city as soon as possible and return to Mo Lu Academy to see which student was so powerful. This boy has the appearance of a saint. If Miao Academy produces a saint, his status will only be lower than that of Xianxia Academy. At the same time, there was another place in Fengzhou, namely Congyingda. Ever since the saint's will was revealed, Congyingda had been searching in Fengzhou for nearly 2 days, but found nothing. Just when Congyingda was about to give up, the vision of heaven and earth appeared again. Now Congyingda finally knew where it was and hurried towards Mo city. The vision of heaven and earth lasted for a short time. After Yi Liangchen stabilized in the 8th level destiny realm, the vision began to dissipate and the world returned to calm. Although the vision has dissipated, some people are still unable to recover from the shock. He Shijing is one of them. Establish a mind for heaven and earth, establish a destiny for the living and the people, carry on the unique teachings of the past saints, and create peace for all generations. What kind of belief was this? He couldn't even think about it, let alone do it. No one has ever thought of it this way. If this sentence came out of his mouth, it would be no problem for He Shijing to die on the spot, and what else would he need to have a literary heart and garbage? Grown-ups. Just when He Shijing was in a daze, a voice woke him up. At this time, He Shijing had a dark face. It wasn't just He Shijing who had a dark face. Master Chen and everyone in the Wang family had the same face. Yi Liangchen adheres to such great ambitions. Even if Yi Liangchen is killed here today, they will suffer backlash. You can injure others by 1,000, but you can injure yourself by 800. I have seen this today. Now that things have reached this point, it is impossible to shrink back and can only go all the way to darkness. One wrong step, every wrong step. I told you. So what if you reach the 8th level of liming? You will die today and no one can save you. He Shijing once again put down his cruel words, and the next moment, he showed his strength at the 5th level of virtue without reservation, trying to kill Yi Liangchen with one blow. Yi Liangchen has no confidence in the 8th grade destiny and the 5th grade virtue, not to mention that the other party has masters like Master Chen and the Wang family. Despite this, there is no problem for Yi Liangchen to save his life. He has the Tiandao battle suit on him, and He Shijing and the others can't even think of hurting Yi Liangchen at all. He was Ma Xing's father, and Yi Liangchen was not sure he could save him. Just when Yi Liangchen was about to activate the Tiandao suit to resist He Shijing's attack, a voice came from a distance and helped Yi Liangchen resist He Shijing's attack. The little county magistrate is so brave, he dares to kill my talented student without permission. After finishing speaking, a figure fell in front of Yi Liangchen, protecting Yi Liangchen tightly. After seeing the face of the person coming, He Shijing, Master Chen, Kaiyan, Mo Shuyo and others all changed their faces and knelt down to kowtow. Disciple greets the Saint Master. Yes, the person coming is Congyingda. Congyingda is the descendant of Confucius and the dean of the Saint Academy. Except for the semi-saints, he can be the teacher of all Confucian scholars. He Shijing and others called Kong Yingda the Saint Master, not because Kong Yingda couldn't bear it, but because they were too high. Kong Yingda glanced at He Shijing and others, and said coldly, "What did you do just now?" That looking back now, Kong Yingda is a little scared. It happened that he caught up and blocked He Shijing's attack for Yi Liangchen. Otherwise, if Yi Liangchen took this attack, he would be seriously injured if not dead, and it would be difficult to recover. He would not allow such a genius to fall like this. Fortunately, Kong Yingda is the descendant of a saint and the dean of the highest academy in Dagon. He has a very high professional quality. Before he figured out the matter, he gave He Shijing a chance to explain. If He Shijing is right, Kong Yingda can spare his life. If there are other reasons, and if he deliberately kills the pride of heaven, Kong Yingda will never condone it. My subordinate, no, I. Hearing Kong Yingda's question, He Shijing was trembling in his heart. Master Chen and the Wang family were the same. Kong Yingda personally intervened, and they couldn't hide it even if they wanted to. Today they fell into this trap. Please ask the Saint Master to make a decision for my son. It was also when He Shijing and others were trembling in their hearts that Ma Sheng's father took the initiative to stand up and kneel in front of Kong Yingda. Chapter 88. The essence is the same. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ma Sheng's father told Kong Yingda the whole story from beginning to end. When he heard what happened, Kong Yingda's face became even more ugly. Not to mention anything else, there are people who dare to disobey the words of his ancestors. It is clear that they do not take the Kong family seriously and deserve to be punished. When Kong Yingda was about to take action, by chance, another person appeared. It was the returning Chu Changqing, the dean of Malyo Academy. Everyone is here, but when Chu Changqing appeared, he had a playful smile on his face and had not noticed Kong Yingda's presence. Dean. At this time, Master Chen tremblingly called Chu Changqing, wanting to remind him. Unexpectedly, Chu Changqing didn't understand Master Chen's meaning at all. Instead, he continued, "What are you doing kneeling on the ground? Get up. Get up. Everyone, do they dare to get up? They don't dare." Chu Changqing. It was also at this time that Kong Yingda spoke and stopped Chu Changqing. Kong Yingda knew Chu Changqing. After all, Chu Changqing was a third-grade scholar and his status should not be underestimated. Huh? Why is this voice so familiar? Hearing Kong Yingda calling his name, Chu Changqing was confused at first. Why did this voice sound so familiar? It seemed that he had heard it somewhere before, but he couldn't recall it for the moment. When Chu Changqing turned his head and saw Kong Yingda's face, he knelt on the ground with a plop. Student Chu Changqing has met the Holy Master. Chu Changqing never expected that he would be lucky enough to meet Kong Yingda in the small Macheng County government office. It's no wonder that Master Chen and the others knelt on the ground and couldn't afford it. Now Chu Changqing completely understood. It was Chu Changqing himself who was a little embarrassed that he actually drank in front of Kong Yingda. Chu Changqing, you really created a good academy. Kong Yingda said to Chu Changqing. Even though Kong Yingda's tone was calm, everyone knew in their hearts that Kong Yingda's words were meant to be complimentary or disparaging. When he thought of everyone kneeling in front of Kong Yingda and not daring to say a word, Chu Changqing guessed that something must have happened, and that this matter was big and related to Malyo Academy. After figuring it out, Chu Changqing immediately turned to look at Master Chen and asked, "Tell me, what's going on?" As soon as he saw Chu Changqing's eyes directed at him, Master Chen trembled all over again and hesitated. "Dean, I." "Say it quickly." Chu Changqing frowned. He had no patience anymore. Seeing Master Chen like this, Chu Changqing knew that he must have caused a big disaster, but he didn't know how big the disaster was and whether it was within the scope of his acceptance. Under Chu Changqing's pressure, Master Chen revealed the matter in a very cryptic manner. WCNM. Literary men are much more violent than ordinary people when they have a bad temper. When Chu Changqing learned what had happened, he immediately rioted like thunder and slapped Master Chen into the corner. "Chen Tingshan, I will leave the academy to you, and this is how you will manage it." Chu Changqing was furious, pointing at Master Chen's nose and scolding him. Chen Tingshan is the full name of Master Chen. Chu Changqing's slap was merciless, and blood flowed from the corner of Chen Tingshan's mouth. It hurt, but Chen Tingshan didn't pay attention. The most important thing now was to save his life. Dean, it's my fault. Please give me another chance. I will definitely take good care of the academy. Chen Tingshan begged Chu Changqing for mercy. He knew very well that the only one who could talk to Kongyingda now was Chu Changqing. Facing Chen Tingshan's begging for mercy, Chu Changqing frowned again. To be honest, Chen Tingshan is a fourth-grade gentleman and is expected to become a scholar in this life. He is very important to Maoyo Academy and he does not want to give up. However, Chu Changqing knew that he could not get involved in this matter at the moment, and everything was decided by Kongyingda. Please ask the Holy Master to make a decision. Chu Changqing returned the right to speak to Kongyingda. Let me decide. Kongyingda sneered in his heart. Chu Changqing still didn't understand who the real protagonist here was. Being so stupid, I don't know how Chu Changqing became a third-grade scholar. It's no wonder that such a bad thing happened in Maoyo Academy. What a fool. I wonder what my little friend thinks. Kongyingda turned around and asked Yi Liangchen. It was at this time that Chu Changqing finally woke up. All the decision-making power rests with Yi Liangchen. Chu Changqing suddenly became nervous, hoping that Yi Liangchen could show mercy and receive a lighter punishment. Excuse me, Holy Master, how does Dakian's law judge someone who substitutes the false for the true to take the blame for others? Yi Liangchen asked. At this moment, he also guessed Kongyingda's identity. There is only one person in the world who can make Yi Shijing, the Dean of Maoyo Academy and others to be called Saint Master, the Dean of Xianxia Academy and a descendant of the Kong family, Kongyingda. Yi Liangchen never expected that this big boss would be involved in the end. It seemed that Yi Liangchen was sure to win this round. When faced with Yi Liangchen's question, Kongyingda answered without thinking. According to Dakian law, all those involved in this matter should be punished. If you say this, people like Yi Shijing, Chen Tingshan, and Wang Ziwei will all die. When Chu Changqing heard this, he completely lost his confidence. Chen Tingshan would definitely die today and would not be able to survive. Just die, except for these few evils. They thought that if they killed Yi Shijing and others, this matter would be over. They thought wrongly. How could these few people satisfy Yi Liangchen? He wanted the entire Wang family to be destroyed. Yi Liangchen asked again, excuse me, Saint Master, if you violate the saint's words, what should be done? That when Yi Liangchen said this, not only Chu Changqing, but also Kongyingda was shocked. Kongyingda's brows were deeply furrowed. In his opinion, even if they disobeyed the words of the saints, killing a few evil people would be enough, and there was no need to involve too much. Less killing would be beneficial to future growth, and scholars should not have such a strong temper. But now, Yi Liangchen made it clear, which shows that Yi Liangchen wants to do things to the extreme. What is the punishment for violating the words of the saints? At least 3 clans must be exterminated. Of course, there are more ruthless ones. If Kongyingda remembers correctly, the most turbulent one in history was the extermination of 10 clans. Does Kongyingda dare to say this? He dare not say it. My friend, you see, this matter has not caused any serious consequences. Just kill the evil leader. There is no need to involve other people, which will hurt the harmony of heaven. Kongyingda is persuading Yi Liangchen. Although Kongyingda is the saint teacher of students all over the world, in the final analysis, his ideas are the same as those of the upper class. It's just an ordinary student who died. Justice has been sought. There's no need to make a big deal out of it. Hearing this, Yi Liangchen understood completely that the so-called Saint Master was essentially no different from these people. Suddenly, Yi Liangchen thought of the words of a great man. Yi Liangchen said to Kongyingda, Saint Master, I came all the way from Baishir town and met a gentleman on the way. This gentleman said something to me that benefited me a lot. Do you want to listen? Chapter 89 Scholar, 6th rank Confucian Scholar. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yi Liangchen said, he said that we should come from the masses and go to the masses, knowing that water can carry a boat but can also overturn it. Hearing this, Kongyingda frowned slightly. Is Yi Liangchen saying that he does not understand the sufferings of the people? Or is it that they can achieve what they have today, and it is inseparable from the dedication of these people? In fact, neither of them. Yi Liangchen was obscure enough, and did not directly say that sentence. Kings, princes, generals, and ministers, are they of the same kind? Otherwise, Kong Yingda would have a bigger headache. Seeing Kong Yingda silent, Yi Liangchen continued, Saint Master, do you know what oath the student made when he just established his life? What oath? After Yi Liangchen's reminder, Kong Yingda woke up. He almost forgot the main thing. Yes, what oath did Yi Liangchen make to make such a big fuss? Also, how did Yi Liangchen make the will of the saints shine? So, Yi Liangchen told Kong Yingda the 4 sentences of Henku again. When Kong Yingda heard these 4 sentences, he was completely stunned. Establish a heart for heaven and earth, establish a life for the people, inherit the lost knowledge of the past saints, and bring peace to the world. What a great ambition! Never expected that these words would come from an 8-year-old child. He Shijing and the Wang family should be executed. Just do as you wish. I will report this matter to His Majesty and ask His Majesty to send someone to deal with it. Kong Yingda did not plead for them, and could only admit that they were unlucky to meet Yi Liangchen, a freak. Kong Yingda could not do it alone, not to mention that he did not want to do it himself, so he threw the pot to the court. Saint Master, my Wang family is the descendant of a great Confucian scholar and a family of scholars. How can I let my Wang family be exterminated by a commoner? I don't accept it. When the people of the Wang family heard that Kong Yingda agreed with Yi Liangchen's approach and wanted to execute his Wang family, they could not help but stand up and question. His Wang family is the descendant of a great Confucian scholar, a family of scholars, and has been passed down from generation to generation. How could they be exterminated for killing a civilian? His Wang family was not convinced. They had suffered and shed blood for the great cause. The court could not treat them like this. Noisy. Kong Yingda did not want to listen to the Wang family's defense at all, and shut them up with Confucianism. Then, Kong Yingda glanced at Chu Changqing and asked Yi Liangchen, what about Mo Lu Academy? Kong Yingda still wanted to ask Yi Liangchen about his attitude towards Mo Lu Academy. In the final analysis, Mo Lu Academy was only because of Master Chen's selfishness. Whether it was big or small was entirely up to Yi Liangchen's personal opinion. Self-cultivation and moral education are the foundation, and moral education shows the beauty. Students are leaving. Yi Liangchen said this. Then, Yi Liangchen helped Ma Xing's father up, and the two walked out of the county government office. Looking at Yi Liangchen's departing figure, Chu Changqing bowed to Yi Liangchen. Mo Lu Academy will remember your teachings. Until this moment, Chu Changqing breathed a sigh of relief. Yi Liangchen let Mo Lu Academy go and did not pursue the matter. When he returned to the academy, Chu Changqing carved the words Yi Liangchen said and hung them at the entrance of Mo Lu Academy, including them in the academy motto to remind him at all times. Alas, what a pity! Looking at Yi Liangchen's departing figure, Kong Yingda sighed in his heart. He sighed that such a good seedling could not be admitted to his school. Kong Yingda wanted to accept Yi Liangchen and bring him to the Saint Academy. With Yi Liangchen's talent, he can definitely become a half-saint in the future, and it is even possible to impact the sainthood and become the 5th saint in the world. It's a pity that Yi Liangchen made such a great wish, and he was destined to have no chance. This road is difficult to walk, and it depends on whether Yi Liangchen can keep his original intention. Yi Liangchen sent Ma Xing's father back home, and without waiting for Ma Xing's family to thank him, Yi Liangchen turned around and left Ma Xing. Kong Yingda had already agreed, so he would not regret it. It would not be long before the court sent someone down, and the Wang family would be punished, and Ma Xing's grievances would be settled. Therefore, Yi Liangchen did not need to stay any longer. Although Yi Liangchen left, his deeds were widely circulated. Kong Yingda announced the 4 sentences of Henku that Yi Liangchen used to establish his destiny, and for a time, Yi Liangchen became famous again. Yi Gong, who was from the Yi family in Baisher town, also heard the news and was happy. He was indeed a descendant of the Yi family, so powerful that he had established his destiny in a short time and said such domineering words. In addition to being happy, Yi Gong called Yi Liangchen's cheap father and whipped him hard with a whip. How could he have such a useless son? Yi Liangchen had no idea about these things at home. He traveled and practiced with spirit stones. 3 years passed in a flash, and now Yi Liangchen is 12 years old. In these 3 years, Yi Liangchen has done a lot of things. Last year, Yi Liangchen took part in the county exam in Ping County and won first place. His status changed from a student to a scholar, and his realm also changed from an 8th rank official to a 7th rank benevolent person. Originally, Yi Liangchen was not eligible to take part in the county exam in Ping County. The government stipulated that before the prefectural exam, students could only take the exam in their registered place of residence unless approved by the government or the senior college. Yi Liangchen was not from Ping County, so he was not eligible to take part in the county exam in Ping County. However, Yi Liangchen was too famous. When Yi Liangchen revealed his identity, the government approved Yi Liangchen to take part in the county exam in Ping County without saying anything. This was not fair to some people, but there was no way. There was no absolute fairness in the world. It has been a year since he last won the first place in the county examination. During this year, Yi Liangchen made another breakthrough. From a 7th grade benevolent person to a 6th grade Confucian scholar, he was on the same level as his teacher Fang Zhongyi and belonged to the bachelor class. At the same time, Yi Liangchen's cultivation realm has also reached the early stage of foundation building. The reason why he broke through so quickly was because of the help of these spiritual stones. For a 6th grade Confucian scholar and an early stage of foundation building, Yi Liangchen, an ordinary Confucian scholar, could handle it alone. My own heritage has increased. Also on this day, Yi Liangchen came to a place called Xuanhuan village. Yi Liangchen was about to enter the village, when he happened to meet an old man who stopped him. "Little brother, there is something ominous in the village, why don't you go in?" Unknown. Yi Liangchen became interested as soon as he heard it. He hadn't encountered anything strange for a long time. Yi Liangchen asked, "May I ask my father-in-law, what is unknown about the village?" That the old man looked confused. He had already said that there was something ominous in the village. Shouldn't a normal person turn around and leave after hearing this? Why did Yi Liangchen become interested instead? Seeing that my father-in-law was puzzled, Yi Liangchen continued, "I am a Confucian scholar and have good cultivation. You can feel free to tell me about it." "Hey! It's useless." The old man shook his head, but because of Yi Liangchen's curiosity, he told Yi Liangchen what happened in the village. The reason why this village is called Xuanhuan village is because there is a mountain range next to Xuanhuan village, and this mountain range is called Xuanhuan Mountain. The misfortune that happened in Xuanhuan village came from Xuanhuan Mountain. Chapter 90. I have a sword, please accept it, Mr. Mountain. You are listening at novelfull.audio. There is a long worm in Xuanhuan Mountain. Pooh. What a worm, that's a tiger. The tiger likes to eat people, and every once in a while, the villagers will sacrifice a person to it. In this way, tiger will protect the safety of the villagers in Xuanhuan village. Otherwise, the tiger will come down from the mountain himself and eat up all the villagers. When Yi Liangchen asked if they were looking for help, the father-in-law told Yi Liangchen that they had reported to the officials, and there were people from the government and masters from the academy. However, they can't do anything about the tiger. In the end, both the government and the academy masters gave up and let it go. Anyway, the tiger only eats people and doesn't do anything else out of the ordinary, so it doesn't have much impact. There are thousands of people in Xuanhuan village, and only one person is sacrificed every once in a while, enough to feed the tigers. After learning the whole story, Yi Liangchen asked his father-in-law, "Does my father know where the tiger is?" Seeing Yi Liangchen asking about the tiger's whereabouts, the father-in-law didn't know what to make for a while. Both the government and the academy masters had nothing to do with the tiger. If he told Yi Liangchen, if Yi Liangchen went there, his life would be in vain. "No need to worry, old man. I just went to take a look. If there is really danger, I can escape unscathed." Yi Liangchen explained his situation to his father-in-law. Seeing that Yi Liangchen was determined to go, the father-in-law could no longer shirk the situation, so he told Yi Liangchen the location of the tiger. Yi Liangchen followed his father-in-law's guidance and set foot on Xuanhuan Mountain. When Yi Liangchen climbed halfway up the mountain, he was keenly aware that something was approaching him. Yi Liangchen stopped. Not long after, a white tiger appeared in Yi Liangchen's field of vision. It swings its strong body and strides towards Yi Liangchen leisurely. When he was 3 or 4 meters away from Yi Liangchen, Bai Hu also stopped and looked up at Yi Liangchen. "Human, you are very brave." The white tiger took the initiative to speak, and everyone who came and went would be frightened and run away when they saw it. How could anyone be like Yi Liangchen, who not only did not run away, nor panicked, but had a calm face? On the contrary, he deliberately waited for it. To be honest, Yi Liangchen's calm look made Bai Hu worry. Yi Liangchen is not a great scholar. Impossible. absolutely impossible. Yi Liangchen looks so young, how can he be a great scholar? He is at most a scholar, so, where does Yi Liangchen's confidence come from? Why would you come if you are not brave enough? Yi Liangchen replied with a smile. When Bai Hu heard this, he felt that what Yi Liangchen said made sense. Since people knew of its existence, no one in the village at the foot of the mountain dared to go up the mountain. Bai Hu asked again, "What do you mean by coming here?" "I don't mean anything else, I just want to chat with Tiger." Yi Liangchen said it very calmly, without any evil spirit in him, as if he really went up the mountain to find it to reminisce about the past. The white tiger's senses were particularly sensitive, and it relaxed when it realized that Yi Liangchen had no ill intentions. Yes, what is it afraid of? It is the tiger, the king of beasts, and the vulnerable group should be Yi Liangchen. Yi Liangchen is not afraid of it. It is nothing. Bai Hu asked again, "What do you want to talk about?" Yi Liangchen said, "I have a story. Does the tiger want to hear it?" Bai Hu's mind was a little confused. Yi Liangchen came here to tell stories to it. Is it because its brain is not working well, or Yi Liangchen's brain is not working well? Does it need a story? If it weren't for Yi Liangchen's extraordinary performance, Bai Hu would have eaten him. Tell me about it. The white tiger decided to give Yi Liangchen this opportunity. It had not been long since the last time it ate a human, and it was still a little tired of talking about it, so he let Yi Liangchen live a little longer. There is a world called Tianyuan Realm. There is a place called Changbai Mountain. There is also a tiger living in Changbai Mountain. This tiger. Yi Liangchen told Bai Hu one by one the tiger's deeds, because it was adapted from a true story, and Yi Liangchen was very eloquent. He spoke so vividly that even Bai Hu was intoxicated. What is it about creating a law for the demon clan, and what is it about conquering the world? It's so hot-blooded, the white tiger has put himself into it, as if this tiger is it. Finally, Bai Hu said excitedly, "I want to be like it." Yi Liangchen shook his head and said, "No, you are completely different from it." "What are you talking about?" Bai Hu bared his teeth and grinned. He finally felt a surge of passion in his heart, but it was extinguished by Yi Liangchen ruthlessly. How could he not make him angry? The white tiger looked very ferocious at the moment, and Yi Liangchen was not afraid at all. Yi Liangchen said, "One is opening up the future for the monster clan, while the other is only interested in eating people. There is no comparison between the two. Human, you are seeking death." The white tiger roared, and it finally understood why Yi Liangchen told it this story. Yi Liangchen was cursing it as a beast. Call it a man-eating beast. How could it bear this? It wanted to cut Yi Liangchen into pieces in order to relieve its hatred. Just when Bai Hu was about to take action, Yi Liangchen also moved. Yi Liangchen held a 3-foot-long sword in his hand and used his spiritual power to influence the thunder method. "What's this?" Seeing Yi Liangchen's weird movements, the white tiger stopped moving forward. It had never seen such a spell cast before. At the same time, Bai Hu smelled death at Yi Liangchen. Yi Liangchen is really capable of solving it. No wonder Yi Liangchen remained calm from beginning to end. This is a monster. Run. The white tiger didn't dare to linger. Waving its delicate body, ran wildly into the depths of the mountain. Can it run? If Yi Liangchen lets white tiger run away, he doesn't need his foundation building skills. "I have a sword, please accept it from the tiger." Yi Liangchen waved his long sword and slashed at the white tiger with great force. Bai Hu wanted to hide, but this sword energy seemed to be locked on it and he couldn't get rid of it at all. Boom. There was a loud roar on Changyan Mountain, which shocked the villagers at the foot of the mountain. What happened on the mountain? The villagers in Changyan village asked why there was a loud explosion on the mountain, and the movement was too big. They could feel the ground shaking just now. The direction the sound came from seems to be where the tiger is. Attentive villagers discovered the source of the incident. When the tiger was mentioned, all the villagers were silent, with some fear on their faces. "I met a young man today. Could this matter be related to him?" At this time, an old man stood up and said that he was the father-in-law who had talked with Yi Xingchen before. The old man told the other villagers what he said to Yi Liangchen when he saw him today. After listening to what the father-in-law said, everyone had a bold idea in their minds. Could it be that the noise just now was caused by Yi Liangchen killing the tiger? It's impossible. According to what my father-in-law said, Yi Liangchen is very young. How could he have the strength to deal with the tiger? Which of you will go up the mountain and take a look? Suddenly, someone suggested it. If things go as they guessed, Xuanhuan village will be peaceful in the future, and there will no longer be any need to sacrifice to any tiger.